Hi everyone, this is a quick run through of the marketing and audiences deck then for the development pack of Lollapalooza, which is a working title for a comedy adventure movie written by Adam Bevan. So a high level synopsis for this film then. The year is 2030 and we're based in Northern California with a family of misfits known as the Boyles, and after a last minute curveball from the government threatens to spoil years of planning, father and time machine inventor John Boyle must take action into his own hands as he seeks to convince earlier generations to take preventative measures against global warming. You see, the world is ending because of a climate change disaster, but the only other people he knows his machine is going to work for are his children. And they are sent back to 1992 seeking out their scientist auntie who is attending the titular rock festival. They then must find ways to convince her, plus a few others, that the climate mission that they're speaking about is legitimate. And they do so the only way they know how, through their encyclopedic knowledge of 90s rock music, of course. So who is the target audience for Lollapalooza then? Well, I think the bullseye/primary audience for this film is going to be your 35 to 55 year olds. Those nostalgia driven who are done with the 80s really and now turning to more 90s nostalgia, and particularly so 90s rock fans. I think I've totted up if 1% of the bands referenced in this movie were to turn to this film for a nostalgic hit, you'd already have 1.5 million viewers. The socially aware and the streaming savvy are the other kind of bullseye primary criterion then. And then as we move into secondary, I think you're looking at millennials and particularly pop punk fans, with lots of nods to Green Day and Blink-182 throughout the film as well. And then you're environmentally conscious, so anyone who's looking for that kind of political spin on climate change. And tertiary fans then, well, US, UK, Central and Southern America, I believe, would strongly resonate with the stories and the themes of this movie. And then your family adventure fans are likely to be the other ones there. There are a few others beyond tertiary, so stoner comedy fans, there is a little of that. And Gen Z may be drawn to the movie for its music and festival culture. What it won't probably do justice to is the younger or older audiences, so it won't be for everyone. I don't think that this film will particularly cater to or resonate with anyone under the age of 21 today, that's April 2026, or anyone over the age of 65, as they just may struggle to really feel that 90s theme and soundtrack particularly. Why these themes and genres then? So as of 2026, drama, comedy and action adventure remain the most popular streaming genres globally, and in terms of cinema goers, the Global Cinema Federation, as of a survey from 2025, believe that 35 to 55 audience are those who over-index in that need for adventure and comedy. This aligns nicely with our bullseye audience, and I think partnered with 90s nostalgia, we're really striking a popular chord. And there just isn't that much out there at the moment that is drawing on climate change and environmentalism, certainly not in a comedic fashion, and I think combining this with inflation and inclusion is a home run. The inspiration behind the hero's destination, though, isn't just one of the greatest rock festival lineups of all time, but the fact that this was a formative year for music, technology, fashion and culture. So what are the projections? Well, I've already quoted a few numbers here, but I think we're looking at an estimated cost of production at only $4 million. I think the cost of IP might be a lot higher than that, with a few additional overheads thrown in to be quite conservative. But even so, I believe after costs, the long-term profitability of this movie could be estimated at around $32 million, or 3x the investment, and that is being conservative. The top fact on that page, though, if 0.5% of the top 7 bands most referenced within this movie and their monthly listeners from just Spotify moved to a new platform to stream this movie, that could be worth over $8 million in new customer revenue alone. And that's just the 0.5% that come in because of that reason. So that alone doubles the estimated budget for production only without IP cost, and I think it could be a very simple shoot. There's very little post-production really, and little to no CGI at all. As a movie or a TV series, this could be a goer with strong performances in the kind of 2 to 4 months worth of revenue generated, meaning that Bullseye cohort could actually bring in a lifetime value of $30 to $40 million. Partner this then with the commercial opportunities owing to that festival publicisation, so if Lollapalooza go along with this, the OST appeal and the merchandisability could be enormous. Just to recap then on what other works this is like, and this is something that does feature throughout the development pack that you can find more details on via this very channel, and you can reach out for more if you'd like to be sent more. But yeah, in terms of the low to high budget, you've got a lower budget of Travellers, which was a Netflix series, first aired in 2017. I've scaled each of these, by the way, to be more in the now, because I appreciate that things are more costly in 2026 than they were, say, 15 years ago. But we're looking at probably 10 to 12 million in 2027 if you include that intellectual property acquisition cost for Lollapalooza, which is on the lower end of the stick for its similar works. I've likened the movie to Bill & Ted's Excellent Adventure for its musical and rock foundation, but obviously that's got a bit of time travel in it as well. In terms of the comedy and the protagonists, we're looking at a similarity to Superbad, which is actually out in 2007, not 2012, forgive me. And in terms of its budget comparison, it's nowhere near that of Don't Look Up, but it does have that similar antagonist and political/societal undertones. Last but not least, let's look at the merchandisability then. So this movie is a lot about grunge and 90s rock, which is long overdue celebration on the silver screen. It's stacked with, as I've mentioned in several videos, over 100 Easter eggs that are nods to under-celebrated eras from the rap and rock scene, really. The rights to the use of names for the festival and the inclusion of bands' artists can all be chopped and changed. It's not a foregone conclusion, but likewise it could become a dedication to a single band if we want it to be. So if we want this to be an indirect biopic, if you will, about someone like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, etc., or revolve around any other famous festivals, in fact, then this is very much doable. And I think that there are plenty of stickers, CDs, cassettes, t-shirts and paraphernalia that could support what is a fantastic brand, a fantastic message and a nostalgic hit that I think will resonate. Once again, if you have watched this video, thank you very much for showing your interest. Please check out the rest of the videos in the playlist that's linked on screen, and have a nice day.